everybody, we are Mike and Brenda Baker, and today we're going to be talking about what to do when you feel no one cares.
All right, what to do when you feel no one cares. We're not necessarily talking about just your spouse. There are a lot of times when you have friends or you have family and it seems like they don't care and you're not sure what their deal is. They don't call, they don't talk, well, keep in mind that this is a social media world now, okay?
Especially during quarantine.
They're more than likely, it's very easy to assume somebody doesn't care because that doesn't involve conversation. It doesn't involve interaction. It doesn't involve you having to do anything about it. It just involves you, crying in your Wheaties. But so my point isn't that people don't care, it's do they know? That is point number one here today. Do they know how you feel? Do they know that you're upset? Do you just put on a smile? Well, of course they don't know that you're upset about something. Do they know?
Right, and it's really easy to overlook this part of teaching friends and family how you want to be loved. And I have a blog post on Mom's Mixed Family Blender. We will link it down below. But it really goes along with setting healthy boundaries with people. People, like Mike said, do not know what you need, especially if you're the strong person type. People honestly think that you're fine because
you are all good.
Yeah, you seem like it. Yep. You seem like you're fine. And so you just need to reach out to your friends and let them know you're struggling. Let them know that you need some encouragement. Tell them how to encourage you, because we all accept love in a different way. And the 5 love languages is a great way to kind of figure out what it is that would make you feel the most loved. If you haven't done that test, there's a free test. We'll link that down below as well. And just go and take that test because it's really going to help you to nail down what it is that you need from your close friends and family members.
Exactly. So that brings us then in, what does love look like to you from your friends and family? Now, the 5 love languages is actually going to help you see that because there are 5 love languages, and I'm not going to get into them in depth here, but your friends and family, they're probably communicating to you in their love language.
Yes.
And so unless your love languages are the same, they think you're good because they're communicating in a manner in which they see. But once you learn love languages, what yours are, you'll begin to see what others are. And when you communicate to them, they will typically start to notice that you don't communicate in that manner. But the whole point here is, what does it look like to you? What does love from your friends and family look like to you? And once again, do they know?
Right.
Don't be afraid to tell them. It's okay. You have an expectation. They also have expectations.
Right, and so I've really had to work on this with my close friends because I've gotten upset with a couple of them for not reaching out to me, especially when there was an issue and I told them I'm really struggling and I need you right now. And I maybe I didn't say it in those words, but I said I'm struggling and I need encouragement. For me, encouragement is definitely words. I love words, especially certain words. So I highly encourage you, if you have a words person in your life, make sure you find out from them what those words that really bring them joy and make them feel happy are specifically. When Mike uses, when I'm feeling a little down or something, and he uses, well, let's do something fun. Fun is my word. I love that. It makes me happy just saying it or hearing it. And it instantly puts me in a good mood because I love to have fun.
It also makes her laugh because she knows that's the only time I use it. because I'm not fun. So fun isn't a word I use unless I want her to cheer up.
Well, it's not that you're not fun. It's just his way of...
I'm okay with it.
Okay, fine. I'm not even going to try to explain him. But it just really helps me. And so with that particular friend, I just really had to let them know that hurt. And they were totally they weren't trying to do that. They just got busy. And we all get busy, right? So just try your very best to let the people around you, especially your spouse, know what they can do when, like when you're struggling. But also, if you've done something really well, one of the things that really hurts my heart is if I've done something that I think is really well done, and then the perfection people in my life kind of come in and say, well, you could have done this. And they're not meaning to be mean in any way, but it doesn't help me. It makes me think all these negative things. Now that's on me. It's my fault that I think negative things, but it also doesn't help me when they don't get excited and happy for me.
Right. Which brings us down. Now, this is typically this number 2 one. What does love look like to you from your friends and your family? That's typically, I would say, a female attribute, because because men don't necessarily operate that way. Men operate in the third one that we're going to talk about. Are you suffering in silence, expecting them to see? Now, I'm not saying that women don't do that, because a lot will do that. But men, when we feel that way, that no one cares, we go inward a lot of times. And so we sit in silence. We suffer in silence and can't understand why, people can't figure out, hey, I'm not doing very well. Why doesn't somebody ask me why I'm not doing very well? So although these things are not explicitly specific to each sex, and although women may do more of one and men of the other, they can interchange as well. I don't want to make it sound like it's only men, only women. But men will typically seek silence and suffer in silence, whereas women will not communicate, and women really have more problems with boundaries, I think, than men do when it comes right down to it. Because men, we insult each other, and so boundaries are right out there. But we don't talk about feelings, which is why we suffer in silence.
Well, and if you're a woman and you are talking to every single person that you come across about your problems, it's time to sit down and talk to your spouse. It's time to sit down with some girlfriends, maybe over a cup of coffee or something, and really hash through why. What is it you're feeling and why? Because, exactly. Because when women get to that point where they're telling everyone around them, like at the grocery store or wherever, which I understand we're quarantined right now, but you've all known these people, these women who just tell everybody all of their things, right? And usually that is a sign of a woman who is not feeling heard. Yeah. And so if your wife is doing that, husbands, please listen. Please ask her how she's feeling, why she feels that way. What else? What else can they ask?
What else can husbands ask?
Yeah. A wife who's doing that.
Ask intelligent questions. That's what. Okay. Questions that sound like you thought about the question before you opened your mouth. Because we as men, we're, what's your problem? That's not a good question.
That's
okay.
Not a good idea.
What's the issue? And then we typically go to the fallback. Did I do something? No. Okay. So those 3 questions, just skip those. Think about them. Okay. You look upset. Is there something I can help you with? Or even, is there something I can help you with?
But
what can I do for you?
But men, do not go into fix-it mode. That will not help your cause. It won't help her either, and she's just going to get angry probably. Don't do that.
No.
So, if you are suffering in silence, if you have a husband that is being extra quiet lately, maybe he has taken up drinking a lot more recently, it's time to go work on a project or something with him and try to get him to start talking.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we are going to link those things that I spoke about down below. We'd love it if you'd share this or give us a comment. And we're so thankful that you were here with us today. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.